Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. We are back in American Truck Simulator, and I'm back in America. I am here today to tour the state of Colorado. We're going to do this in about a 3 or 4 part journey. We've got some grain carts that are going to fit into a story later, you'll see. But for right now, we're just doing a tour. So we're quote-unquote delivering wheat, or picking up a load of wheat from a farm. Sorry about that, my phone went off. All right, so I am going to weasel my way out of here. We're going to take Route 40 along the top of the state, and then we're going to head into Route 34, and we're going to just bump into the bottom of Nebraska for just a second, and then we're going to end up on the road that takes us to the farm. So now you'll notice I'm not driving the new Freightliner yet. That is because I haven't unlocked any of the garages. I've been in England for the last 2 months and haven't been playing the game because I can't really. I've got a steering wheel there, but that's it. I don't have access to any of my peripherals, and I really like to play with the peripherals. So, oops, there we go. Find them, grind them till you find them. So right now we're in the new Western Star 49X, but we will be switching over to a Freightliner once I find a dealership. So that you can see that truck also. There's one right there, in close to the color that I'm actually going to buy it. I like that blue. So anyway, we're driving the Western Star today, but I'm excited to see this. We're in Vernal right now, and we'll be heading over. Vernal is Utah, I think. I have to look at it again. I don't remember who butts up against who. Pardon me. But I'm excited to see this and excited to play Truck Sim again. It's been a long time. It's been like 2 months since I've played the game, and I've really missed it. And man, does it look good. Now I saw there's a new update coming. I don't know if you guys saw this, but looks like there's a pretty awesome update coming to American Truck and Euro Truck, where they're redoing, like, they're HDRing the skies and the lighting and stuff like that, which HDR kind of, to me, it's an overused term. The simplification of it, though, is proper here. The way that they've used it here is proper. In that, do we have that truck dealership? Hold on a second, folks. I'm going to swing by that truck dealership because I don't know that we have it, but yeah, we do. It's Peterbilt. Okay. Did I just hit that guy? No. Okay. What HDR means, and most people don't know this, all it means is high dynamic range. All right, and all that means is that you have basically, how do I explain this? The way that your eye works. Let's say you're in a dark room. You can see, and our eyes are an amazing thing. They actually really do quite a lot of work, and it's a very complex, organism. And so, or what an organ. Our eye can see both the light parts of the room and the dark parts all at once. So you might see it's really bright in a room out the window, and then the room itself is dark, but you can still see what's in the room, while at the same time seeing what's outside of the room. Now, most cameras can't do that. They have exposure settings, but they don't have the ability to see all the different light values. So if a room is really dark inside but has really bright light outside, all you're going to get is a white window with a if you make it so that you can actually see the interior, so it's not just black. The outside, they do what they call it blows out. It goes all white. So what HDR does for a camera, it allows you to take 3 separate exposures. One dark exposure, where everything that's dark is just black, but the things that are outside where it's bright are visible normally. Then you have a second exposure where it's kind of a middle range of all of it. You see a little bit of what's outside and a little bit what's inside. And then you have a bright exposure where the outside's completely white, but you can see what's inside. You then take those 3 exposures with Photoshop and put them together into one exposure. And it allows you to see what's outside and what's inside. Now, once again, your eyeball just does that. It's natural. But for a camera, it can't do that. So when they say HDR, they're basically talking about taking 3 different exposures and compositing them into one exposure so that you can see both light and dark. The phrase gets used a lot. HDR gets used, the name gets used a lot, like way more than it should. And so, you know, this is HDR and that's HDR and everything's HDR. This TV's HDR, and really it's not. It just means that the image you can't have an HDR television. They say that, but they're not. They're not HDR TVs. It's like it just depends on your source material. It has nothing to do with the TV itself. So, oh, hold on, I'm getting a phone call. Sorry, guys. Junk call, of course. So anyway, the name gets over. Everything is HDR this and HDR that, and it's almost like a buzzword is what I'm looking for, or a catchphrase. Just because it says it's HDR doesn't mean it's HDR. I've explained to you what HDR actually is, but they take it out of context and everything is HDR. So, hey, welcome to colorful Colorado. All right, so we've entered the great state of Colorado. Speed limit 40. It said, welcome to Dinosaur something. I don't know. I was taking a drink. And we're going to pass. We're in Craig. We're heading towards Craig. Oh, I love the Colorado sign with the 64 right there. Now, we're missing out on some of these little routes. I apologize in this video series. We'll hopefully get to cover those in backstory videos as we go. Dinosaur National Monument, Canyon area. So this must be where a lot of dinosaurs are found. Obviously. With a name like Dinosaur National Monument, you would assume that. You know, this looks like a lot of the rest of the United States. Hills, trees, mountains. I don't see any goats, though. I feel like my truck volume is really loud. Hold on one second, folks. I'm going to jump out for just a sec. Sorry. Video is interruptus. And we're back. So anyway, one of the things that I'm excited about that I've been... Oh, crap. When I backed out, it changed my gear settings. Okay. I am working on a series coming up here, and that's one of the reasons why I bought these grain trailers. I've decided to bring in one old farm is going to get revamped. That's going to be Kloss Farm, for those of you that watch my channel. And one new farm is coming to the channel, and that's going to be Lone Oak. Lone Oak's in Washington, United States. These are going to be integral to my new technique. We're coming up with a new series my wife and I have been working on together, figuring out how to make something different on the channel that nobody else is doing. And so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be combining Farm Sim and American Truck Sim, probably a little bit of the Hunter, definitely Flight Sim, and I'm going to combine them all into a multi-simulator series. So for example, we'll grow a harvest of wheat and load it onto the truck. And then we'll jump in the truck and we'll actually go for a real delivery run in American Truck Simulator to deliver the wheat to wherever it's going. And it'll be anywhere from, well, Lone Oak's in Washington, so we'll be driving from Washington and heading out across the country to sell our products. Same is going to be true on Kloss Farm. We're going to be changing the name of that farm to the Chapman Brewery. And that's going to be located, obviously, that is in the Frisian Marsh, which is an island, I believe. The Frisian Marshes are islands near Amsterdam, Holland, like that area. I believe they're part of Holland. Wow, speed limit went down. And so I'm going to start that series, and we're going to use Euro Truck Simulator 2 as the trucking branch. We'll do some flights. We can fly to go hunting in Hirschenfeld or Hirschfelden. And also in Spain, in the Iberian Peninsula. We can do trucking all over Europe. We can even maybe throw in some fishing North Atlantic. Haven't figured out how to do the fishing, or not fishing North Atlantic, fishing Barents Sea. I haven't figured out how to do fishing North Atlantic, how to fit that in yet, because we don't go to that part of the country yet in this game. Unless you use coast to coast, but I'm not. Coast to coast is kind of nappy. So anyway, I'm excited. I think that we're going to have a couple good new series coming up here for you guys. And because people are always like, "Where's American Truck?" And I don't do it a lot, but I think we'll be able to incorporate it more into Farm Sim. So right there, that's part of. We already have these trailers on my Lone Oak Farm. I'm trying to match real trailers or trailers that are in Farm Sim and trucks that are in Farm Sim with the trucks and trailers that are in American Truck Sim, so that when we jump, it'll be as seamless as possible. And you guys will just see like, hey, wait a minute, we're still in the truck, but now we're actually driving somewhere instead of just driving 10 feet on a map and dropping stuff off. We'll actually take road trips and sell our products. And especially with the European one, I think that's going to go really well because we're a brewery. I've actually bought a Krone trailer that we're going to fill up with, kegs and bottles of beer, and we're going to travel around Europe as a distributor and sell them. We'll have to fly to visit different places to meet with different restaurants and stuff to sell our products, and it's going to be really neat. So that's going to start hopefully in the next couple of weeks here as we get through the holidays. And anyway, I'm looking forward to an exciting new year for 2021 and getting past all of this stupid COVID stuff. It's been a nightmare. All right, so we're coming up here. It looks like we're going to be taking a right for some reason. I'm just going to go straight. I don't know why they would route us that way, but it's like a little neighborhood back there. I need to jump down a gear. There we go. Oh, this is where it's going. Okay. So this you have to follow. All right. So we've found a very non-mountainous part of Colorado. And probably we'll find that on the other side of the Rockies too. Colorado, those are cool. That's whatever that factory is back there. We don't get to go there, but it's back there. There are some very flat parts of Colorado, especially on the Kansas side. But probably as we butt up here against Nebraska, it got me. Oh, dang it. I just didn't get geared down fast enough. Oh, well. So I don't know what town this is, but I didn't see a welcome to the town of blah, blah, blah. But I think Kyle will probably watch these videos, so hopefully he'll chime in and go, that's the town of, because Kyle is from Colorado. Well, Arizona. New Mexico? Wherever Farmington is, I think that's New Mexico. And we'll get to that part of the state in the next video. We're going to head south in the next video along the, well, maybe not. I might head back in. Like, basically, we're going to zigzag down the state. Unfortunately, this side of the state is not super exciting. Like, not this side, but when we get over to the Nebraska side, the Kansas side, it's plains. Steamboat Springs. Oh, so you can go back to Vernal this way or head the way that we're heading. Steamboat Willie. Enjoy your own slice of life. So we're on 40 East. Here's our first waypoint coming up. So I think we're halfway through the state, maybe, or a quarter of the way. And you can see, oh, there's the beginnings of a mountain range. I'm not sure which one that is. I know that, like, the Colorado Springs is the Rampart Range. And I think there are several different mountain ranges that make up the Rocky Mountains. Oh, this is pretty, oh, look at this coming up. Yeah, we're going to be slowing here. Up on that jake brake. Oh, wow. Look at this. I'll tell you what, I've been looking at this old monitor that we have in England. And, you know, we do what we can. Obviously, financially, I don't have money to have, like, real nice equipment in both places. So to come back to my television, like my 42-inch television, it's all sharp and, like, wow. Blown away by the graphics. But also because I've got my glasses now. I finally, after 2 years, got a pair of glasses that I can use. And so now I can see much better than I used to be able to. And it's going to get dark here pretty soon, it looks like. What time is it? It is 7:33. We'll run until sunset, or until a little bit after sunset, but then we're going to go to bed. Because I don't want to miss... Actually, you know what? We might stop here, because who knows how far it's going to be before we get to the next city. This is Steamboat Springs. We're already 6,000 feet up. My truck is struggling for horsepower. As you know, the trucks and cars have to be tuned for altitude. So when in Colorado, the mechanics know how to tune the car to work better in high or low density air. So when you're at 6,000 feet, the air is a lot thinner. Elk River Road. We're gonna sleep back there. We might have to buy that. It's okay, though. We're rich. We have $3 million right now. We're going to buy some garages and trucks. I haven't been buying anything lately, so... Well, I forgot to click that switch. Yeah, I'm probably going to get a ticket. Come on, out of the way. Ooh, triple beep. That's not what I meant to do. Anyway. It's nice to be home, but I miss my wife. It's bittersweet. My dog's happy to see me, however. All right, so we're going to put this in park. I'm going to go ahead and buy that garage. Yep. Ding. Yeah, I don't need the graphic, thanks. Okay, good. And we're going to go ahead and pull forward. Pardon me. We're going to pull up for the night and sleep in our new facility. Or not. Do I need to detach the trailers? Probably. Let's see. Is it T? There we go. Press E to stop the engine. And enter to rest. I finally watched the Zombieland 2 double tap. No, I don't want to double... Oh, frig's sake. Well, it's going to be another really short day. God dang it. I did not want that to happen. All right. Oh, for crying out loud. I can't believe I just did that. Should have read. Oh, well, that's okay. We'll have 2 short days. It's not like the sleeping takes long. It's the longest trip ever across Colorado. And I don't worry about it because I'm making money. Honestly, I can drive around all day long with no load on my truck. And because I have such a large company now, I'm making bank. Every day is like another $400,000 rolls into my account. That truck is full of fruit. I'm doing it, man. Hey, I made it, and I didn't get a ticket. All right, into the mountains we go. I'm looking forward to seeing what 70 is like also, because in real life, I've been pretty far, like up to Aspen, I believe on Route 70. So going to the Great Divide Guitar Store, one of the coolest places on earth, where they have several guitars that are worth 2 or 3 times the amount of my car. Like they seriously have like $50,000 and $60,000 guitars there. It's like, whoa. Dude's like, you want to play this? Like, this is a 19. I don't remember what year, but it was the first year that Fender made Telecasters. I got to play a first year Telecaster, and I'll tell you what, it was bad. It played like a bass guitar, man. Those strings were big, and it was high off the neck, and it was not a nice playing guitar. He's like, that's how they were, you know. They just that's how they made them. They're not like what we're used to with real easy soft press, and they were men's guitars back then. You really had to wrangle the thing to play it. But it plays like it felt like an acoustic guitar. Yeah, it's just a big neck. But anyway, that was really cool. But I got to play a whole host of. There's a company called Pantheon Guitars. They make handmade acoustic guitars. I think they're from Maine, I believe, somewhere on the East Coast, maybe Boston, something like that. But it's one of those like, you know, core like 13 original colonies type deals. And Dana Bourgeois makes all these, you know, guitars, and the company's called Pantheon, but the guitar name is Bourgeois. And I got to play a couple really nice, like $20,000 acoustic guitars. I don't think they're worth it, to be honest with you. They sounded really, really nice, but I've played $2,000 and $3,000 Martins that also sound really, really nice, and even like $1,000, you know, solid wood guitars that sound really nice. So you don't have to spend $30,000 on a guitar to get a nice sounding one. It's more about the fancy stuff. They have like, you know, the expensive ones have like pearl inlays and like all kinds of. Wow, I'm really stopping early. Sorry, I barely touched the brakes. I was like, Dee. I'm out of practice. So as expected, we're not on a freeway, so this route has had a lot of start and stop action as we pass through these little towns. I think we're still in Steamboat, but it seems like we passed right from one to the next, so. Haven't seen any new dealerships. Oh, look at that. There's like a hotel being built back there or something. Gosh, I wonder why they took us this way. I'd like to go that way, but. That's cool back there. One of the things I like about Colorado and any kind of mountainous state is that you can see things like that, like from far away. I like seeing architecture. You know, here it's like you go behind a building and it could be this crappy, ugly building. There could be something gorgeous behind it, but you don't see it. It's like a real cool building. But there, because everything's stepped and like on these hills, you see all these buildings from a long distance away and cool stuff like that. You're like, ooh, look at that. Like they're building something, you know. It's like, I don't know. It's just different. And we are getting into the Rockies for sure. So we're climbing up this grade. And we are in, is that route or route? Rooted. And we're not halfway through the state yet because the halfway point's going to be Route 34, I believe. When we pick up 34, we're about halfway through, and that might be on the other side of the mountains. Got the pedal to the metal. There's some rest stops there. Got a truck resting. Uh-oh, 30. Fairly safe day, not much of a chance of a forest fire. Look at these pine forests. Now that I don't remember seeing before. This looks different than anything else I've seen in the game so far, so maybe I'm wrong. Like, correct me if we've seen other pine forests like that, but I don't think I've ever experienced that feeling before. There are pine forests, but this felt different. Yeah, this looks like Colorado. Look at that. Now, I saw that they, I'll have to, well, the next trip, I think, we're going to go through the middle part, and I'd like to stop down in Colorado Springs because I used to go there, and so I want to see, like, around that area if some of the routes that I used to go to are there. Because I used to, you know, like, we used to go to the Garden of the Gods with the kids, and, like, they'd run around, and there's an apartment complex that I used to work for that's in there, and I know that the Garden of the Gods, at least from what I've seen from pictures, is in the game. So we should be able to see that in the next episode. So look at that mountain. That is really cool looking. It looks like it got cut off halfway. I'll tell you what, that was whatever made that, if that really is like a cracked earth type thing, that was some upheaval there. Look at that. That's so cool looking. Stay on the road. Wow. And once again, it looks like SES has just done a bang-up job of their state. And did we expect any less? You know, I mean, that's it's not a surprise. They're the best. And I love the fact that they keep supporting the games. Pardon me. I love the telegraphs too. Look at the telegraph / power poles. Those are absolutely 100% Colorado style poles. So cool. Like, we don't see those here. Oh, okay. Up ahead there. Now that is definitely the Rockies up ahead. That's awesome. What a view. That's awesome. Rocky Mountain National Park. And here it is. Here's 34. And this is the way we are going. Jeez. I seriously just tapped the brakes, man. I don't know what happened. I used to have to hammer on them. Now they're... I'm going to have to look at my settings. There was an update, so maybe they changed the way the brakes work. And you guys have seen me drive these trucks a long time. I've never had that happen before, but I've done it like 8 times today. Like, literally, my foot's off the brake and the brakes are still, like, working. Uh-oh, close to commercial vehicles. What? Ooh, well, I'll take the fine. Actually, we learned how to do this, remember? Do you guys remember the fine busting trick? Yeah, you go through the opposite gates, right? So that's what we'll see. If there's gates coming up, we're busting the law. What the heck? Get in the gear. Get into the gear. Wow, is that beautiful? Yeah, look at that. That's like the backside, yep, of the range. Grand Lake city limit. We're at 8,000 feet. The ranch. I was, let's see, behind Pikes Peak, I was at the summit of the Rampart Range, and it was like 13,000 feet or something like that. In my car. Because I think Pikes Peak's 14,000 something. Closed to commercial vehicles. Oh, well. We're busting it. Trail Ridge Road. The only downside is hopefully we'll get through here before nightfall. I'm a bad boy. Who, me? I don't know what you're talking about. This is a private truck. This is not commercial. Empty load. On my way to pick up some grain. I didn't know. I think it's neat how they're starting to put these kind of roads in, though, where, you know. Oh. Oh, God. Am I going to keep getting dinged that, like, as I go through? Or is that just going to happen once? Hopefully that's all that happens. Ding, 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 ding. Breaking the law. I'm gonna have to get a screenshot here. I forgot to do that. Some things sometimes you will forget. Yeah. Hey, goats. Get our gun out and go hunting. Oh, look at that. Oh, man. Okay, we need a shot. Hold on one second, folks. I'm going to get a screenshot. This is like an opportunity that cannot be missed. Oh, look at their mountain range. Look at that. Oh, it's so cool. Crap, the sun is going down, man. Urgh. All right, hang on. I'll be right back. I'm going to take a picture, and then I'm going to stop right here. Illegally. I'll be back. All right, I got my little screenshot. I'm ready to go home. That's really cool. That was so neat. And unfortunately, the sun's going down, so... Well, there is a sleep spot ahead, so that's good. We can actually sleep. I don't know what just happened here, but I've lost my... I'm speed shifting. Oh, there's a truck behind me. How come he's allowed to come? Is that a bus, maybe? I've discovered a new viewpoint. Really? Where? All right, I need to use my clutch up here. I'm batting zero on the hill climb, shifting. Wow. I'm so glad you guys got to see this. Like, I don't know. I love the Rocky Mountains. I don't know that I could live in Colorado because it's a little, like, if I'm going to move somewhere, it's really on kind of the bitterly cold side at times. I don't know. I like more temperate stuff, but still, it's okay. We're going to Alpine Visitor Center and the Trail Ridge Store. Hi, I've brought you the grain you requested, but I got a $1,000 fine. Can I please have my money back? This is great. They have a spot for us to rest. I mean, you know. You probably never get jobs in here either. Look at that. Oh, man. Let's take a view. Stop the engine by pressing E. Okay, so I guess we got to do that. Let's do the viewpoint in this one. Oh, wow. The Rocky Mountain Road. Look at those clouds. Like that, the night that I got stuck up on the Rampart Range, I took my Jeep off-roading and took my poor family with me, and we went up into the Rampart Range and drove all down all these dirt roads and got really lost. This is exactly what it looked like, man. The clouds were coming in, and there was like a big storm rolling in. It was absolutely gorgeous. And this brings back memories. It really looks like that. Oh, look at that. What a view. So pretty. Wow, they give you a lot of views. Didn't realize that. Escape. I don't want to skip the cut skiing. I don't want to skip the skiing. Give me it all. I like the cricket sounds. That's pretty cool. In fact, the road that I got lost on, I didn't really get lost, but I found my way back, but was actually through the Garden of the Gods. It was like an exit road out the back of the Garden of the Gods that most people don't take. So I thought that was pretty neat. Okay, maybe I am ready to skip this. Let's get back to playing the game. That was really neat, though, and I'm glad that we got an opportunity to do that. So here we go. All right, back to the truck. Sorry, my kids just called. Tell you what, man, I've had like 15 phone calls while trying to record this. It is a record-breaking day. Hopefully we'll be able to... oh, man, they got posts between each of these? What? How am I supposed to sleep? Okay, there we go. Right there. We're just going to sleep right here. Okay, sleeping. And now we're awake. Parking brake off. And let's go ahead and roll on down the hill. Stars are still out there. Look at that. Oh, what a sky. La 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 la. Good morning. It is a good morning, is it not? Sunrise over the Rockies. Looks like we have quite a road coming up here. Scenic Overlook. Look at how pretty that is. Wow. Whoa. So some people would say that, Microsoft Flight Sim is the best way to see the country and do the overviews. I don't know. In some ways, this is kind of, it's not as accurate as Flight Sim, but the graphics are better, which they should be because it's a ground simulator. Obviously, Flight Sim covers every inch of the world, and this only covers what's along the sides of the road. But wow, such detail. There's a parasail. Now 60s, 35 is our top speed here, so we're just gonna look at that. It's so pretty. I mean, I know it's not the only place in the world where it looks like that, but the breadth and length of the mountain range is what makes it impressive. I think the United States and Canada, I don't know. I mean, there are, think of South America, it's all mountains too. Like Europe has the Alps, but it's like a small section of Europe. But then again, there's the Urals. Those are amazing mountains. And of course, you have the range. I don't know what they call the range that Mount Everest is in, but there's some just crazy mountain ranges all around the world. The world. It's a rainbow parasail. Oh, no, it's not. It looked rainbowish, but now it looks just red and yellow. He's gliding. Another scenic overlook. Looking at a pole. Well, hopefully it was worth the fine to use our illegal trailer here. You probably could come through if you had no trailer. Maybe that's how it works. Like, I could see if it was snowy, you could cause problems having a semi-truck. But I think they close these parks down when it gets too snowy. You can see the plow marks, though. That's what that post was back there. These are, I'm not sure what the white ones are, maybe just to show the road. But there's real tall ones, and I think that's how the snow plows know which way the road is going. But I don't know. All right, that was it. So now we're coming out the other end. And, man, that was really cool. Estes Park state limit. I mean, city limit. Still at 8,300 feet. We were higher there for a bit, though. Oh, look at these mountains. Like, look at the rocks. Oh, that's cool. I love the way the river runs along the side of the road. Oh, my goodness. Okay, Jake, brake on. Big Thompson. Why, you have a giant... Never mind. You've got a really big... Never mind. Well, that joke, I could just use that one over and over again. Look at the size of that river. He's got a big Thompson River. Wow, this is so cool. I mean, that's... Hang on a second here, folks. I changed my screenshot. That was a much better screenshot than the one I had before. I like the other one that we had before, but I don't think it would have translated well to YouTube. But this will. This is amazing. Tourist info. All right. There's bitumen. Oh, bitumen. And now we're in Loveland at 4,000 feet. So we've... Fort Collins is to our left. Fort Collins, I think, is in Colorado. I'm pretty sure. Hey, Cleveland Avenue. The irony is that my wife and I are 3,000 miles away. I can't say this. Never mind. But anyway, get myself in trouble like I always do. Got Loveland Road and Loveland Cleveland Road. What? It's Donut Planet. Thank God. Welcome back to America. I love donuts. Oh, I should probably get over. Hey, there's a train going by in real life. My backyard. Yeah, I think Fort Collins is at the very tippy top of the state. Sorry. Getting spastic there. Having a little too much fun. I can drive a semi too. Not very good at it. Is Fort Collins any relation to Judy Collins? Sorry. Couldn't resist. And east on 34. I got a little excited because I saw that the state dipped into Nebraska, only to come to realize that it's Nebraska. Like I thought, well, maybe Nebraska will be the next state, but it's going to be Wyoming. So just as cool, because there's some really cool stuff in Wyoming, including Les Trois Tetons, the Grand Teton Mountains, along with Jenny Lake and Jackson Hole, Devil's Tower. What else is out there? The Washington Monument, right? Is that what they call it? Yeah, Mount Rushmore. That's what I'm getting at. Come on, Arthur. Washington Monument. You doofball. got a half tank of gas. We should probably, That's one thing you do see a lot of in Colorado is horsies. Hey, we got some irrigation going on. Oh, and they're actually operating. Look at that. That's cool. That's how they grow crops out there. That's where you see the crop circles when you, not the crop circles like the alien ones, but the circle crops that are all over the West. There's some kind of tractor. Whoa! That was a little fast. Goodrich and Wiggins. I think I'm supposed to go to the left. Yeah, okay. This is kind of convoluted here. So we came down through the mountains, and now we're in the plains of Colorado. Still a little bit hilly. To the north of us is going to be Nebraska and the Badlands. Fort Collins. Never been up that way. Never been through Nebraska. Flown over Nebraska, but I've never driven through Nebraska. And I've never been to the northern part of the state. Denver is about as far north as I've gone. Been through most of the south, though. I've been to Pueblo. I've been through Trinidad, along the southern half of the state in real life, along with Colorado Springs through the middle. What was the name of the city that I went to that was like up in the mountains? Mount Pisgah or Pisgah or whatever it is. I shouldn't have to get weighed because I'm empty. But we'll see. Here we go. Ah! What? Why is that Jeep pulling into the way station? Dude, whoa! Freaking moron. Learn how to drive! Jerk! Empty lane. I don't have to stop at the scale, I'm empty. Watch them give me a fee. Oh, Lordy. I don't have to stop, I didn't have a load. It said empty lane, I'm empty. God, these morons. Oh, well, it's only $700. I should have just bypassed it in the beginning. Next time I'll know. Just drive past it. Actually, probably just stop and save the $700. Hurry, burry spoils the curry. We'd finally wound the truck all the way up to 90 miles an hour. Got a bit of a wreck over there, huh? So I got home. My son has not been taking good care of my house. Not that I expected him to take great care, but there's a hole in my shower wall, which I don't think he knew about. It looks like the backing, the hardy backer has worn out, like it's rotted out. So I'm going to have to take all of that out and retile it. I've got hardy backer in the garage, so it's not the end of the world. I'll put that in, but it's just like, ugh. It's like cement board, so it's supposed to be waterproof. So I've got to fix that. And he clogged up my sink in the bathroom and left it disgusting. I'm like, Ryan, like, dude. But he took care of my dog for 3 months, you know, for no fee. So it's like, I don't know. I can't get real mad about it. So when we turn right on the map, which I don't know, it's got to be coming up here pretty quick. That's going to be our stopping point for this video. And we're gonna stop at the farm and quote unquote pick up a load of grain and deliver it somewhere. I don't know where yet, but somewhere made up. That curve was way too much for me to take. And then, but when we hit that curve where we exit the freeway, we should technically be in Nebraska. You gonna let me over, Mr. Mack? Thank you. Anyway, I'm so excited about how, I mean, we've added a ton of trucks this year. If I remember right, we've got the International Lone Star came in the very beginning of the year. Then we had the Mack. Then we had the Western Star, and now we've got the Freightliner. So we've gotten 4 new trucks this year. That is awesome. I mean, honestly, they've pretty much covered what's on the road these days. I don't know. I can't think of a whole lot of other trucks. I mean, I'm sure there are, but modern trucks like today trucks, aside from the newer International, like Eagle or whatever it is, like they have that model. But there's really, they've covered a lot of what's on the freeway these days, which is really cool. So it's just neat. Some of the older model trucks, you know, from all these companies we don't have, but pretty much the up-to-date models we've gotten, which is really cool. Sweet. Julesburg. So we're going to go to Colorado Springs in the next video. We'll see how long it takes us. Okay, this is... I got to get off. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Sorry. Sorry. Oh, God. So we are technically just inside Nebraska, I think. Haven't seen a sign saying welcome to Nebraska, though, so I don't know. But that's pretty sweet. Like, I think this is the borderline right here. It's shown on the map that we were over the border into Nebraska. Cemetery Road. There's a sign for some cowboy horse riding thing. Like City Slickers. Back before Michael Keaton was, or not Michael Keaton, what's his name? Billy Crystal was Mike Wazowski. Now he's just Mike Wazowski. It's funny when you think about movie stars, how many of them came from Saturday Night Live? Like, big movie stars came from Saturday Night Live, all from like the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Like, a lot of our famous actors are Saturday Night Live graduates. It's too bad the show sucks now. Oh, well. Sometimes it's funny, but I'm thinking of like guys like Will Ferrell and Adam Sandler, and you know, these guys have made mega movie careers out of being on Saturday Night Live. And back in the 80s, you know, Dan Aykroyd and what was his name? Bill Murray. Wait, was that where I was supposed to go? No. Who else was there? I mean, just all those guys, like that whole John Candy. Though John Candy was not really into Saturday Night Live. Steve Martin, you know, he had a long stint on there. All right, so we're coming up to our destination. That was fun. Okay, guys, so hopefully you enjoyed this trip across the northern part of Colorado. And this is what it looks like out there heading towards Kansas. Very flat. Boring. But realistic. Hey, we have our giant silos on the ground where they put excess grain or fermentation. What's that back there? That's pretty cool. All right, folks. So hopefully you enjoyed my truck trip to the growers here. This is really cool. This is a pretty complex farm, and the fact that it has Multiple exits is really cool. Oh, you can actually go out that way. That's neat. Cool. Cool. All right, guys. So I'm going to get loaded up here at the grain towers back there, and I will see you in the next exciting episode of American Truck Simulator as we head south through Colorado. Have a great night. Be sure to subscribe. Thumbs up always help. And sorry this was so late once again, but I was in Europe and I can't really do anything about that. So that's just how it is. Glad to be home and recording again. But I also do really miss my wife and kids. So it's kind of a bittersweet thing. All right, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.